Okay people, welcome to my channel. This is the very first video I've done, and I'm doing this because friends plus customers are asking who don't fully understand what sublimation is, how it's all put together, etc. So I've been asked to do a very short video, and I will try to keep it as short as possible but put plenty of information in. Right, now first of all you need a printer that uses sublimation ink. Just a printer with normal ink will not do the job. You need to sublimate on certain items that are sublimation coated. However, as time's gone on, there is people out there that are finding things that they can sublimate on without the special coating that can use, i.e. laminated sheets, etc. You can buy sprays as well. I've used them, but I'm not that keen on them. Right, so let's get right into it. First of all, I'm going to show you my software very quickly because a lot of people don't understand the ICC, so I'll try to keep it short and sweet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can see my piece. Okay, so this is what I've got already. Let me bring it down for you. Now this is, I use Affinity. I'm trying to bring it down for it a bit more. So as you can see, I've already got two of my files on there. So all I would do, I would go into File, then to put the images onto that page. Well, first of all, let me go into it. I would create new. Whatever size page I'm using, I would go into that, click on it, then I would come up here. Then, because I'm still a dinosaur in feet and inches, I would do that, and the rotation of your paper. Now when I'm putting two images onto an A3, I like to use this setting, and I go down to, oh, can't see it there, create. That brings up a new page, and that's where you bring your images through. However, I've already done that, so I'm going to go back to my page. Oh, right. So now to print it using my sublimation ink and my ICC. The ICC is it's a program that you install onto your computer that will allow this particular program to control your colour on your images. Like a normal printer, once you click print, the printer itself, there's a program embedded that will give you the correct colour for your images. This is no different. It's just called an ICC, where you install separately. So go into File. I've got my images. Now to print it, I come down to Print, and then you will get this or something very similar. Now I'm using the Epson ET1400. Other Epsons may be different, I don't know, so you'd have to check on your own settings. Now first of all, you want to make sure you've got this selected, and as you can see, excuse me, I also have the Sawgrass printer, which is that, but because I'm using the Epson, I will click on that. Excuse me. Then we'll come down to the layout. It's vitally important that you come down to colour management. In here, you will click on Perform by app. You will make sure I've got my Epson printer selected, and I must keep that to perceptual. That's fine, that's one part of it. I then go up into properties. Sorry, I've clicked on the wrong one. Just let me stop this video for one moment. Okay, I'm back. For some reason it wasn't finding the correct printer. So like I said, once I've got all this selected, it's the right order, I then go into properties. This brings up your normal page like a normal Epson. You make sure, because I would be printing on an A3, you make sure that's the correct size. It's on the portrait. Now most importantly on the Epson, what you do, you bring it down to the Epson matte, and you make sure your quality is on high. Obviously you've got the colour in there, that's fine. So that's the first window. You then go into option properties, and this again, you make sure this is on the correct size of your paper that you're using, and then you come down to custom. You click on custom and you click on advanced. Now it's very important you do this, because I'm telling this printer now I do not want to have any adjustment to my images. The ICC program is going to do it all for me. If I didn't click that, the colours wouldn't be correct. So I'm going to click OK. Now again, it's important, if you are using an image with writing on, it's vitally important that you remember to click mirror image. Once all that's done, you just click OK, and then you would click OK again down here. As you can see, I'm not going to do that because I've already printed out this image. So I'm going to stop the video, I'm going to take it over to my work table and hopefully pick it up from there. Okay, so now I'm over at my workstation. As you can see, I've got a tumbler in front of me, and these are the images that I've just shown you that I'd printed prior to doing the video. As you can see, the writing is mirrored, so that will turn out the correct way once it's on the tumbler. Now when you get your tumbler, again, it's important that you just give it a quick wipe down. This is to make sure that there's no oil or anything from your hands going onto it, because believe it or not, that can affect it. So what you do, I don't know whether you can see this, let me bring it down a little bit for you. So then what you do, it's time to put the tumbler around. Now then, my particular tumbler printout for this setting, let me see if I can bring it down a little bit more for you. My size it printed, I think it's 9.2 to 8 inches, so that's 9.2 circumference, and the length is 8. Now again, you must check your tumblers, because although they may all say 20 ounce, some of them I've noticed that are different in size. So you make sure you've lined it up here as best as you can. Doesn't really matter if you get a little bit that's not quite right. Now this is very important, you pull that paper around to make these seams go tight. Once you've done that, you can have a look at these. That's fine, I'm happy with that. And then you just, what I like to do, get that, and I hold it and I pull this tape right over. That's to keep the pressure on this. And again, all the way down, just put your nail under there to make sure it's all going in the same direction. That's it, like so. And again, you don't have to, but I like to, it stops curling. Another piece in. I just like to go, sorry, I don't know whether you can see that. And again, I hold my thumb down here and pull the tape and then press it right down. You do all this all the way up to the top, just securing that seam. Now for this one, I'm going to do it in my oven. I'm just going to turn that around because it's easy for me. However, you can hear my oven in the background. I'm just sublimating something. Now that is all I need to do. As you can see, there's a little bit of pucker in there, which I'm not happy about. So I can pull that back, straighten that out and do that. That's fine. Right, that's all ready now to put a heat shrink wrap on. So I'm just going to stop the video for a moment, take everything out, move and let it cool down for a few minutes, and then I'll go to the next stage. Okay, we're now to the next stage where we put, bear in mind that's my oven cooling down. this is the next stage where we put the heat shrink wrap on. There's all sorts you can use. Some people don't even use it, but I like to do. And as you can see, your tumbler just goes in there. Now again, this is my own personal preference. You don't have to follow. I don't know whether you can see, there is a seam there, and that's designed once you've done your tumbler, just pull it off and it's supposed to rip from top to bottom. I like to put my tape just over there. So just bear with me. Now, got my heat gun. Now these wraps will look a little bit big. Don't worry about it, because once they've heated up they will shrink. Put that out of the way because I don't want that activating. Now I seem to have very little room, just like I've been having a move around in my room, so things aren't in the place where they should be, but nevertheless I can still do it. So first of all, you do not put your gun down like that. Angle it at, can you see that? Angle it that way, and as you're blowing you make the stroke movements like that. Otherwise, if you put it straight down and too close, you're going to burn that and you're just going to have to take it off. Okay, now you will see in a little while, as you can see, it's now starting to melt. Keep tight hold of the top. Just keep going down. That's fine. Now again, as you can see, there's a lot of creases here. Now the art to this is just keep going, and eventually they will come out. Now again, it's going to be like watching paint dry through, so I'm going to stop the video and I'll come back when it's fully done. Okay, but now to the other end. Now what I like to do, I like to get hold of that and pull it as tight as I can. Turn it around for you. Pull it. But watch you don't bend your fingers. Just like that. So all you're doing is getting a grip of this wrap around your tumbler. And that's it. So that leaves you, can you see the small creases there? If you watch. They will eventually all come out. But like I said, I'm going to turn it off again, not to bore you. Okay people, this is my oven, and it's vitally important that you get the temperature right. So as you can see, I've got a thermostat inside, although my oven is at 170. It's for 4 minutes now because it's warming up to the temperature I require. So when I'm on 3 minutes I will be putting it in. Do better if I kept this straight, wouldn't I? But as you can see, my temperature inside is 180. That's very important that you get one of the, there's something and nothing. I think I paid about £6 for that. So once I gets down to 3 minutes, I'm going to pop it in and I'm going to cook the tumbler for 3 minutes. Right, so down I go. In we go. So we're now cooking for 3 minutes. I'll pause the video and I'll come back when it's ready to turn. Okay, I'm down to the last minute cooking, and I just wanted to show you what you need to look for. As you can see again, now my oven is 180, however my thermostat is telling me it's 190 degrees in there. That's fine. I don't know whether you can fully see that. A lot of people say, oh, my shrink wrap's getting all shriveled, it's bursting, etc. That's fine, that is normal, so don't worry about that. So I'll just wait now till this counts down, then I'll be taking it out and turning it and doing another 3 minutes. At this point it's vitally important that you've got some heat gloves on, because if you touch this with your bare hands you will end up with a nasty injury. It's going to be another few seconds to turn it. Sorry about the wobbly here, I'm trying to hold it. That's it. Open the oven, turn it straight round. as you can see, you can already see some of the image there. Start my oven again. Time, take it down. Start it again. And I'm going to leave it like that for another 3 minutes, so I'll pause the video again. Okay, it's just about done now. Another few seconds and that will be fully cooked. Then I'll take it out the oven and take it back over to my workstation where we can see it. Okay, all done. Okay, hope you can see that now. You can see the design through that. Now, some people like to leave these tumblers to cool down. I've done it both ways, it really doesn't matter. Now, as you can see, the silicone has cooked and it's stopped, so don't worry about that. It's broke there. Again, that's normal. Bear in mind, it's just been in an oven. Now, I like to keep one glove on. Bring it up a little bit for you and hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Right. So this is the seam that I was explaining about. Just pull it off and it'll come straight off like that. Now again, this is the bottom of it. I'm just taking all this. I like to use my tweezers for this to get all my tape off. I can pull it off like this, it's fine, really doesn't matter. As you can see, I've still got some tape here. Gently, be careful you don't go and scratch your tumbler with your tweezers. As you can see, mine aren't very pointy, they're quite blunt, so they do the job. And again, now this is the base of it. Now that is actually better once it's cool, but just pull it and it'll come off like so. See? At first it'll be quite frightening when you do your first one, but don't worry about it. Now again, because it's still rather hot, I'm going to keep it. In fact, I'm going to put my other glove on. Now this is the end result. As you can see, lovely top. Obviously I've got the light coming in from the window. That seam could have been a little bit better, but if you get that, don't worry. That is normal. It's impossible to have a seamless tumbler, but if you do get that, that's what they call ghosting. Just make your tumbler wrap. I think I was 9.2 odd. I would put it up to a 9.25. And there we go. That is your completed tumbler, done in a convection oven. Whether you can see that. Get the wrap out the way. I think that's lovely for Halloween. My granddaughter's going to love this. So that is the complete task for sublimating a skinny tumbler. This is the 20-ounce one in a convection oven. If you have liked this video, please like and share. If there's anything that wasn't fully explained to you, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I will try to help you as much as I can. So for now, take care and tune in next time. Thank you.